we're continuing in our geometry unit. This lesson is on complementary and supplementary angles. Complementary angles are two angles that the sum equals 90 degrees. So complementary angles, we want to remember the sum is 90 degrees. So if we add two angles together, we get 90 degrees. We can see here, we have a 90-degree angle. This is a 90-degree angle. So it's broken up into two angles inside of it. So measure of angle 1 and measure of angle 2 equals 90 degrees. So therefore they're complementary. Here we have two separate angles, one that's 55 degrees, one that's 35 degrees. We add them together, we get 90 degrees, which means they are also complementary. If we have a right angle, if we go back to our right angle, right here that I'm outlining in yellow. If they meet to form a right angle, then those two lines are perpendicular. So a right angle has perpendicular lines. Okay, if we look at our example on the bottom here, find the value of x. So again, I know because of that square right there is telling me that it's a right angle. So I know that 28 degrees plus x has to equal 90 degrees. We can just go back to our one-step equation, subtract 28 on both sides, and then I know that x equals 62 degrees. I could just plug that in right there. 62 plus 28 equals 90 degrees, so therefore I know that it works and that they are complementary. And then we have supplementary angles. Supplementary angles is when the sum of the measures of the angles is 180 degrees. So you want to remember that. So here we can see that we have a straight line, a straight angle, which is 180 degrees, and it's broken up into two adjacent angles, angle 3 and angle 4. They share the same side right there. So angle 3 and angle 4 are supplementary because together they have to equal 180 degrees. And then here we have another example of two separate angles, 40 degrees and 140. When we add them together, we get 180, so therefore they are supplementary as well. So find the value of x on our example here. So again, I know that this is 180 degrees. So 46 degrees plus x degrees equals 180 degrees. We can just, again, subtract 46 on both sides, and we have x equals 134 degrees, because 134 degrees plus 46 degrees equals 180. I also know that this is reasonable because this 46 degrees is acute. It looks like it's about half of a 90-degree angle, but it's acute, which means it should be less than 90 degrees. And then my 134-degree angle is definitely obtuse, and with it being 134 degrees, that makes sense as well. Pause the video, classify the angles below as complementary, supplementary, or neither, and then come back and check your work. So for this one, 60 plus 30 equals 90, so that's going to be complementary. This one here, 85 plus 90 is 175, so that's not 90 or 180, so that is neither. And then here we have, here's my straight angle, 180 degrees, so angle 1 and angle 2 are going to equal the straight line, so that's going to be supplementary. And then 75 plus 15 equals 90. So that's going to be complementary. So if they equal exactly 90, it's complementary. Exactly 180 is supplementary. Otherwise, they are neither. Angles A and B are supplementary, which is, I'm going to remind myself that supplementary means that the sum is 180 degrees. The measurement of angle A is 40 degrees. Find the measurement of angle B. So that means 40 degrees plus whatever B is equals 180 degrees. So then I just subtract 40 on both sides, and I get B equals 140 degrees. Then I can check that. 140 plus 40 equals 180. Then we have angles A and B are complementary. So again, I'm going to remind myself that complementary means 90 degrees. The measurement of angle A is 23 degrees. Find the measure of angle B. So this time I know that 23 degrees plus B equals 90 degrees. Subtract 23 on both sides, and I get B equals 67 degrees, and I know that 67 plus 23 equals 90, so then that works. In the figure below, the measure of angle YXZ equals 35 degrees. So I'm going to find that. YXZ, I'm going to follow the order. YXZ equals 35 degrees. And then the measure of angle WXV, so W to X to V, equals 40 degrees. What is the measure of angle ZXW? So this whole line right here, that's a straight angle. That whole thing equals 180 degrees. So that means 35 plus 40 plus the measure of angle ZXW, which I'm just going to say is X, equals 180 degrees. 35 plus 40 is 75 plus X equals 180. So if I subtract 75 on both sides, then X is going to be 105 degrees. My answer then would be B. And then which is a true statement about angles 1 and 2 shown below? Angle 1 is complementary to angle 2. So because I see that this is a straight line, that equals 180 degrees, which is not complementary, that's supplementary. So I'm going to cross that off. Angle 1 and angle 2 are vertical angles. Remember, vertical means that they are opposite of each other. So then I'm going to cross that off. Angle 1 and angle 2 are actually adjacent because they share that side. Angle 1 is supplementary to angle 2. Yes, because 1 and 2 together, added together, equals 180. So that works. And then I'm just going to check the next one. Both angles are obtuse. Angle 2 is obtuse. Angle 1 is acute. So that would be crossed off too. So then my answer would be H. Alrighty, have a great day.